Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Jennifer Huber, also known as Solo Travel Girl, and since June of 2022, I've been using Mounjaro to manage my type 2 diabetes. Also, since that time, I've been documenting this experience every week on YouTube. So before I get into this week's update, I just want to remind you about my disclaimer that I'm not a healthcare professional and I'm just sharing my personal experience and opinion about using Mounjaro to manage my type 2 diabetes. Also, I have no relationship with any company. I do not endorse any company or pharmacy related to Mounjaro. I have no relationship with Eli Lilly. I have no relationship with any pharmacies. I'm just here. I'm just like you, just sharing my personal experience about using Mounjaro. So anyway, happy 716 day. So I'm wearing my Buffalo jersey, my Buffalo shirt. 716 is the area code in Buffalo. So because it's July 16th, it's 716 day. But also welcome to week 55 of my Mounjaro experience. I injected my 55th injection on Friday and everything is okay. I'm on the 10 milligram dose. That was, I guess, the third dose for the third time that I'm on. This week I will inject number 4 for the third time. And things are okay. I did have some side effects this week, meaning I had some nauseousness, and I think that's because I was eating more than usual. I had a work event, actually a business meeting, and with that there's food. We had a celebration, and I had a steak. I had only half the steak, but probably indulged a little too much for me, so I kind of had a little queasy feeling for the first part of the week, but I feel fine today. I felt fine yesterday. I did lose 1 pound this week. I'm down to 133 pounds. Earlier in the week, I was 131 pounds. That kind of freaked me out a little bit, but I'm 133 pounds today, so I lost 1 pound from last week. So it makes total weight loss over 60 pounds, which is still wild to me. Let's see, glucose. My glucose numbers were upper 80s to low 100s. I did get a new glucose monitor, I think I've mentioned before, along with a blood pressure monitor. It syncs up with my phone. And I did have a pretty low blood pressure. It was 89 over 60 one day. And I have shared before that my doctor took me off of lisinopril. I was taking 2.5 milligrams. So my blood pressure was like 109 over 60 something when I went in to see her. So she told me to stop taking it. However, about a week or so afterwards, my blood pressure was up to 140. So I put myself back on 2.5 milligrams of lisinopril. However, this past week, it's been low. Like the top number has been in the 90s or 101, and then I had the 89 over 60, and that is low. So I did take myself off of lisinopril again. That was 3 days ago. This morning my blood pressure was 120 over, I think, 60 something. So we shall see. I was a little worked up this morning when I took my blood pressure, so maybe it's because I didn't take it right when I woke up. So anyway, exercise. I was traveling this week, but I hope you saw the short. I'll have a link right here. I took a bioluminescent kayaking trip. So it's bioluminescent season in Florida right now. So it was a sunset and a bioluminescent trip. I took it with Coco Kayaking over in Brevard County, which is the Space Coast of Florida. You had a business meeting in Daytona, and looking at the map, I'm like, oh, well, Brevard County isn't too far. It was only an hour away. So after my business meeting, I drove down to Brevard County, went on a 7:30 sunset trip, and then I basically had like a 3.5 hour drive home. I got home around 4 o'clock in the morning, but I still made it to work on time. But it was awesome. Bioluminescent. You can Google how that all happens, but basically it was in the Indian River we went, and it's caused when the dinoflagellates and the water temperature, it's all like this perfect storm, and when pressure is applied on the water, it just looks like this neon blue colored water, and it was just magical and magnificent and awesome. And I did take a bioluminescent tour in that area several years ago, but I do not remember it being this fantastic. And the video that I took, yeah, you can see it a little bit, the bioluminescent, but obviously in person it is just so much more magical, and I hope you get a chance to experience it someday in case you haven't experienced it. So I got thinking, this year has been my my glowing year, I guess you can say, because I went and saw the fireflies, which I don't know if I really talked about. I did get to see the synchronous fireflies in the Smokies this past June, and that was just magical as well. It was just as wonderful and spectacular as I thought it would be. And then I went bioluminescent kayaking. So that kind of leads me to this week's topic of Carpe Diem. You know, I like to say life is too short, always say yes to adventure. When I was in high school, I took Latin, so of course I learned Carpe Diem, which means seize the day, and then that's kind of been a motto to me. And many of you don't know this unless you've read my blog, because I haven't discussed it in YouTube. I used to be married, and I guess was married for 6 years on paper, so to say. And my former husband, he passed away at the age of 43 unexpectedly, and that was in 2008. And even though we had been divorced, we still had some financial commitment together, specifically a boat. And we had been in contact with each other, and he actually helped me move up to Tallahassee when I moved there from Sarasota. And yeah, he died unexpectedly, and that just really upset me. His death, it still upsets me, and just the fact that he was a young person, and he was 5 years older than me, and from that time, that was really the catalyst to just really embrace life and just appreciate how short life is, and just make the most of it. So that's why I like to say a lot of my videos, not necessarily these videos, my Mounjaro videos, but my other travel videos, is always say yes to adventure, because you just don't know what tomorrow is going to bring. And that's just why I just appreciate everything given to me. It's why I'm grateful. I'm grateful for all of you for being here and following along on this journey. I appreciate your comments and that. And sorry I don't reply right away, but I do read them, and I do appreciate the journey that you're going on. And you know, this, again, life is just too short. Just make the most of it. And you know, there's no time to be comparing yourself or being envious of what someone else had. You know, sometimes I get caught in that, and it's just so hard to not compare yourself to someone else, especially when we are constantly bombarded with that, with media and social media and just all around us. But you know, everyone is on their own journey in life, whether it's on Mounjaro or just in general. So just embrace what you have, appreciate what you have, and make the most of it. And you know, as the book says, don't sweat the small stuff. Life is too short for that. It truly, truly is. So that's all I have for this week's update. You know, again, I do appreciate you. I hope you're having awesome success with Mounjaro as well. If you're just starting out, I know you are going to have some rough roads ahead, so to say, with the nauseousness and all that. But maybe some of the other side effects. I hope you don't have any throwing up as I experienced, but you know, just stay the course, and stay in touch with your healthcare provider, and everything should be okay. And Mounjaro is not for everyone, so if you're finding yourself that it's not working for you, perhaps try another medication. So yeah, that's all I have for this week. Again, thank you so much for being here, and not only be kind to others this week, but be kind to yourself. Thanks so much. See you next week. Bye. So let me just share where I am today. I'm at the Francis T. Bourne Jacaranda Library in Venice, Florida, and I came out here today because it's not too far from my home, but they have a musical garden, and it's pretty cool. So you can see some of the instruments here. They're actually shaped like butterflies and petals, and flower petals and flowers and that. So it's pretty fun.